Hello and welcome. This video is a dedicated instructional guide to the RTsim.Career simulator interface. Today we are going to walk through the main platform sections and take a detailed look at every button on the simulator's top panel, so you can navigate the system with confidence. Let's begin by looking at the main platform. On the first screen, there are three windows: registration, training, and control testing. The difference is important. In training mode, you can use help and virtual instructor features. In the control testing mode, RTsim.Career evaluates your skills on its own. When you finish an exercise, you will receive a 100-point score. On the left side, there is a top 10 ranking by hours spent in the simulator, which is useful for tracking progress. Also, there is a QR code that takes you to our support options if you have any problems with our simulator. Let's go to the training section. There are a list of simulators from the simplest buffer tank to more complex one, for example, butane separation unit. Each simulator has its own scenarios, such as technological process management, normal startup, and normal shutdown. Today, we are starting with buffer tank, which is the first and simplest model, designed to introduce you to the software and the basics of process control. This is a very important model because it helps you understand how the operator works with the field and with the distributed control system. Let's open buffer tank simulator in technological process management mode. The main place is occupied by the field workstation. If you ever visited an oil refinery, you will recognize this layout. It's designed to look like a real operator's control room. For now, let's explore the top panel. The first icon looks like a sheet of paper with a question mark. This tab contains all the reference information. On the first page, there is a user manual for the simulator itself. In the upper left corner, you can find a list of all models that the simulator has. When you click on the simulator, you will see reference information about the technological process. You can also find different modes exercise scenarios, such as normal startup and normal shutdown. To see, click on the plus button here. It's like a guide for you to help navigate the simulator more easily. We don't longer need reference information, so let's close this window. The next button is the Start button. We always press it when start the simulator. Let's press it. The simulator is a dynamic model based on differential equations. This button starts the calculation. When you click the Instructor button, a list of actions that need to be done step by step will drop down. That is also a hint for you when you're working with our simulator. The next button is Logs. Let's see which logs we can check. The first one is Operator Action Log. This is where all your actions in the simulator will be reflected. Right now it is empty because we haven't done anything yet. The second is the Emergency Shutdown System Trigger Log. Some parameters that led to the emergency situation will be reflected here. Also, the emergency protection actions that occurred to prevent the emergency will be written here. For example, if the reflux tank overflows, this information will be recorded. We'll see that the device has reached the emergency level. In response, the emergency protection system will automatically open the shutoff valve on the pipeline leading to the drain tank. This action removes the hazardous condition and brings the system back to a safe state. The third log is the Process Parameters log. It lists all the instruments shown on the process diagram along with their current values, alarm limits, and interlock limits. The notation is as follows: L stands for the low alarm, H for high alarm, LL for low interlock, and HH for high interlock. Next is the alarm and interlock lock. It shows which devices are currently in alarm or emergency status. If you see yellow on the screen, this usually means an alarm or warning state. Then comes to shut off and control valve status. This log displays all the valves shown on the process diagram. The mode column indicates the actual position or state of each valve, whether it's open, closed, or in specific operator's mode. Next is Distributed Control System button. When you click this button, the Distributed Control System window appears. It is the operator's real working screen. DCS is necessary for remote control of technological processes. This button allows us came back to operators field. The next is the TF button. When you click it, all devices on the flowchart become visible with functional flow charts. We always press this button to make our workspace more convenient. The Expand Flowsheet button will help you expand the flowsheet to 2 screens if you have 2 monitors. In this orange window, you can search for various objects. For example, you cannot find the shut-off valve. If you type U, it will highlight the shut-off valve you need. The Show Photos feature lets you see what the device actually looks like. Note that this feature is not available on all models. Click the Finish button at the end of the exercise. Your result not be counted by the system. Pay attention, you have to save what you have done. Clicking the Improve button opens a window where you can report issues, point out errors, or suggest improvements for the model. We appreciate your feedback. The top panel will help you work with the simulator. We have now covered all the main interface elements. We hope you now feel confident navigating the platform. Take your time to practice, and good luck with your training. We look forward to seeing your progress.